Okay, let's start off with something simple. Something safe. What's your name and the reason you've came in today? My name is Son of a Merc. Most just call me Merc. But I've bought Pokemon booster boxes with the intention of selling them later for profit. Is that wrong? Pokemon investing, guys, the landscape is changing, right? So far, so good. What's up, guys? My name is Son of a Merc, and welcome in. So, Pokemon investing, right? Am I right? It's it's clearly becoming one of the most popular types of content on YouTube as far as Pokemon's concerned, besides vendor POVs or uh shop owner day in the lives type of deal. We all know investment is a large, seemingly large chunk of this space. Um, Investment is changing, but the content is not. We still get just graphs. And so let me preface this. If you're buying cases of booster boxes, this video is not for you. If you're buying every booster box of every set, just one or multiples, this video is not for you. If you are someone who doesn't have a lot of spare change, and okay, number one, don't go into debt over this shit, please. Make sure you have spare cash, which is hard to come by these days, but everybody's at different levels. Don't feel bad comparing yourself to others. Like, that is, just quit that shit right now. You're gonna see what other people are picking up, what other people are buying, what other people are selling. All kinds of shit, all across the board. Do not compare your collection or yourself to others. That is that is a shit take, and I will die by it. That it will make you feel like shit. It'll make you ruin the fun of the hobby. It's not the way to go. If you're someone who doesn't have a lot of spare cash and you're just trying to make up your mind for one or two booster boxes here or there, make sure you go with something that you enjoy. There's two trains of thought. If you're gonna sell this, if you're trying to pick up a booster box and this is for sealed, if you're gonna open it, pick up whatever the hell you want, whatever cards you're chasing. But if you're trying to keep it sealed and you're gonna invest in this, either make sure you're actually enjoy the cards that are in the set. Therefore, if it takes years to fucking move, at least you enjoy what's in it. Like, Brilliant Stars is still super fucking low, but it's one of my favorite sets of Sword and Shield. So I enjoy looking at that box because I know what's in the set, and that's a great set to me. Do the same for you. Unless you're, if you're just going Twilight, Masquerade, and you're just going Greninja, okay, that Greninja's the top card. It's got a high price point. Let me get that booster box. Let me sit on that. Okay, that's your other train of thought. Either enjoy the set and hold it, or make damn sure there's a card that people are going to want in the future in that set. This content that these investor guys are putting out, I invest. I get sealed product, booster boxes, whatever it may be, and I hold it with the intention of a long term, just fucking sit on it and forget about it. Whatever happens, happens. But these guys that are pushing this investment content out, it is the exact same shit across the board. You got guys taking turns. They're basically swapping. They're taking turns 1 week at a time. Somebody's doing these sets and these cards, and somebody else is doing other sets and other cards. But if you look at the whole thing in a nutshell, they're basically all telling you to invest in everything. Which, sure, a lot of people do. That's the way to go. Like the newest, every new set that comes out, it's the same exact shit of why you should invest in this, why this is going to be the greatest. And if you go look at the rest of their videos, they're all the fucking same. It's, come on, guys. Like, you're showing off charts and shit that, okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean. You guys do great. My content's shit. But we can spice it up. We can mix it up. We can at least give your opinion on why you would invest in that. Like, Nostalgianomics, like him or not, who gives a shit? The guy at least gives you knowledge on what happened, what he thinks will happen, and why he is doing something, what he is doing. He's not concerned telling you that you should do this. I mean, he has those, I'm sure it's in there somewhere, but he at least explains entirely his points, his opinions, and backs up what he's doing. But that is a completely different level of what we're talking about. This is just for the standard person that wants to pick up regular booster boxes. This is a person that for this is for a person that just wants to pick up a couple booster boxes here and there and hopefully make a couple bucks in the future. Like if you're let's go back to Sword and Shield. The shit popped off for a little while, right? Well, what they don't tell you is way back in the beginning of Sword and Shield, a lot of people got a lot of shit early at lower price points, right? That's when you need to get in, when the prices are low. Because 2 to 3 years later, these people are willing to take lower profits than you are. If you were to go to buy a booster box at Pokemon Center at MSRP 143, 145, whatever it is, 150, fucking, they change the prices these days, but you have a longer wait time. If you want to make 50 bucks and make $200, okay. But a lot of these other people bought these boxes at $70, $80, $90. So that 140, 150, 200 is looking pretty decent to them. There's waves of this shit that you gotta know where you're at in this cycle. That shit's important if you're trying to invest and then resell. If you're doing it if you're doing it for years and years and years, don't concern yourself with it. But if you're trying to wait a couple years and then eventually move that product, you got to know what cycle you're in and where you're at. A lot of people bought in early are able to sell at lower price points than you are. Therefore, you're going to have a longer wait time. You got to have to wait organically for that price to rise because you got to let these other people sell out of their product first because they're going to have always have lower prices than you are. That's just the way it is. That's the hard fucking truth. So, if you think you're going to buy a booster box off Pokemon Center or TCG Player when you see all the Sword and Shield hype that happened at the very end, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you bought in there, you haven't resold anything unless you're just trying to make a couple bucks. But if you're trying to make a couple hundred, you ain't sold shit because you're not in the cycle yet. You're not in rotation. It's not your turn. I, I wish they would get real. Like this is a rant and I need to stop. I'll revisit this later. I'll cut some pieces out maybe, but they're showing graphs that they're talking about shit that's happening when it's already happened. If you're going to show the graph is showing you what already happened. You missed out. It's just take a step back. Look at all the investment channels. If they're you th- a lot of them are good guys. A lot of them have great communities, but a lot of it is recycled, the same shit over and over. It's not as predictable as it once was. People aren't as hype as they once were. It's just changed, guys. I don't know, but in a way it hasn't. I'll revisit this shit. I don't know.